Hey folks, Sebastian here, showmethat.com. Breaking news. Sam Ash is shuttering the doors to a number of their locations. I'd gotten the news from a friend of mine, Ricardo, out of Atlanta. He used to work at the store. Just the other day, he told me, but here was a post. It said Sam Ash told employees today that Manhattan plus Queens and about 16 other stores will close. Initial chopping block for highest rent locations. 2 stores in Chicago, Hollywood, California, Miami, and others. I heard the store in Atlanta's closing. Also, King of Prussia. A lot of locations are closing down, basically. And I saw this coming. I mean, Sam Ash, for the longest time, you go in the store, they have no products, everything has to be ordered, store looking very scarce. I know we've been hearing rumors of Guitar Center closing, but this whole Sam Ash thing was a total surprise. I've been going to Sam Ash as long as I can remember. I bought a lot of stuff out of Sam Ash, but as of late, I kind of left them alone. The service has really gone down. And I can see the proliferation of online dealers like Sweetwater. I deal with Sweetwater a lot. Great customer service. Your salesman will call and check on you from time to time, see if you have any needs. They have a return policy. They do financing. Also, stores like Musician Friends. And I think that's been a big thing where these companies allow you to break up equipment on your credit card, and it just makes it a lot easier for you to purchase equipment over time. But yeah, I can see the writing was on the wall for Sam Ash. I know one of the owners died last year, Richie, and I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I know those locations that they don't own, and most of the stores they do rent. Uh, it's very expensive, very expensive. So they have just gotten to a point where they have to cut the bloodletting, as they would call it, because you're paying all this rent. You don't have inventory in the stores, and it just got to a point where it's really bad. But I think that's part of what we're seeing in the music industry. So many things are moving to online. People are not going to brick and mortar as much. Some will say that's a good thing. Some will say it's a bad thing. It's really hard to call it. But yeah, I'm totally blown away because so many memories of going to that store for so many years. And I remember, basically, those that may not know, it was a New York based store. And then they began to open up different stores all over America. At one time, I believe they even went public, but then I think they bought it back, bought the shares back and went back private. There was a certain time things were doing really good for them. And then, of course, you have competition with Guitar Center. But every other day you're hearing Guitar Center is going bankrupt or someone's about to buy Guitar Center. So I don't really know how long that's going to last. I mean, between Musician's Friend, Sweetwater's, I even do a lot of business with Chuck Levin down in Maryland. Good friend of mine down there, Ed Spence, do a lot of business with him. Great guy. But when you're dealing with these stores, you want to deal with people, number one, that knows the equipment, and number two, they care about what you buy. They're not just trying to just sell you something. They really care about you not wasting money. And that, I think that's very important. That's one of the things that used to piss me off going in the store and you knowing more than the salesman. Not a good thing. But another thing I wanted to talk about, and this kind of segues into the whole Namm discussion. Went to Namm this year, and a lot of people were just talking about what's going on. Number one, the numbers weren't there. Just didn't see the numbers. The manufacturers weren't there. Like Zildjian wasn't there. When I went into the drum section, it wasn't as crowded. They had a lot of areas piping draped off. Usually every space in that facility is filled. We didn't see that this year. That's number one. Number two, the people didn't come out. Normally you're in the aisles like this, and this year you had so much space. I don't know. It may be a part of the writing on the wall. Another thing, they had a vote after the show. So now next year, no Sunday. So it's going to be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They're cutting off Sunday. The attendance was not, I don't think it's what they were looking for. You know, it's funny about Namm. I mean, I've been going there for probably over 25 years. And there was a time when it was strictly industry, and then they would have the artists to perform for the stores, buyers, demoing the gear. And they used to have a big sign out front, closed to the public. But as of last few years, I noticed now they allow the public. You can buy tickets and come in, and I don't know if it's a money thing to try and get more people to come to the show, but that has definitely been changing now down through the years. I was talking to some of the companies that I buy from, and they were telling me the amount of money that they spend to come to that show. They said, honestly, a lot of that business can be done over the phone. Now, that being said, you had a lot of buyers coming to meet with their distributors. Like Roland, they weren't there this year, but they had offices and they had meetings. You know, they come and meet with different their dealers and so forth. But yeah, it's just, I'm really wondering about the future of the Namm show. Then the other part of it is social media. People, they're able to sort of self-launch their products. They don't really have to wait for Namm. It's like when you look at the new Montage. I think Yamaha launched that in October or something. They didn't wait for the Namm show. In years past, everything would be launched at the Namm show. But now it's like we'll launch it when we get ready to launch it. And I don't know if it's a sign of things to come, but maybe one day there may not be a Namm show, God forbid. But I know because of dealers having to meet with the buyers, there will be some sort of Namm show. But the way we see it today, will it change? Who knows? But I got a lot of people asking me about it, and I said I wanted to do a video just letting people know about the state of the show. It was a great show overall. I enjoyed the show, but the show has definitely changed. It's not what it once was. And I don't know. We may have to see what the future holds, but just seeing different things happening, Sam Ash closing stores, and it's almost like when you look at the whole Amazon thing, how Amazon has gotten so big. a lot of smaller sellers are closing up, going out of business. They can't compete with Amazon. I don't know. Is the same thing going to happen with like Sweetwater? Because I think Sweetwater is probably one of the biggest online sellers that we have now. They're huge, and but they offer a great service. And I think that's going to be something in the future for stores. If you don't have great service, it doesn't matter that you have the product. And you know, somebody said this to me the other day. They said there used to be a time where people wanted to come in the store and touch it, play it, touch it, grab it. Now people, hey, with the return policies, I'll buy it. If I don't like it, I'll send it back. I'm not going to lose any money. So people are willing to not even go in the store, try products, buy it. If they don't like it, they can send it back. They get their money back. So that's just a word for thought. Let's see what happens. Sebastian, show me that. God bless.